I wouldn't really consider myself an all-out Funko Pop collector, but like a lot of people who are into popular culture, I've amassed a pretty decent collection of them over the years. Every year I find myself picking up a few and adding them to the collection. And while I do have my fair share of criticism of Funko and the sheer amount of these guys that they make every year, I still think they're pretty fun. They're simplistic, they're cute, they look good together on a shelf, and they cover such a wide range of franchises, you could get one based on pretty much anything you're into. But there's always been one line of Funko Pops I simply couldn't get behind, that being their Muppet collection. In 2013, a few different Muppet Funko Pops were released, and most of them look pretty rough, with the Muppets design simply not translating well to the blacked out eye art style that all Funko Pops conform to. I think the best looking one of these are easily Menomina and the Snouts, who simply look the least amount like Funko Pops. A few years later, we would get some Sesame Street Pops. I have Ernie and Bert here, and you can see they still don't look the best simply because I just don't think the Funko eyes translate very well when adapting these characters, other than Elmo, Cookie Monster, who I also have, and a few others where I think it works just fine. And then, it was radio silent. With the exception of a convention-exclusive Green Lantern Kermit and a few, flocked Sesame Street releases, Funko Muppets basically died out. But recently, they've returned. A set of Muppet Christmas Carol Funko Pops were recently released, now with much improved designs for many of the characters, although some of them still do look off in my opinion. And now in 2024, we've had the return of both Muppet and Sesame Street themed pop figures, with one of the main new ones being this guy right here, Kermit with his mug, released as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Mupptown Funk. I'm your host Ty, and for the first time ever, I'm reviewing a Muppet product here. As you can see, we have the Kermit Funko Pop released for San Diego Comic-Con 2024. I'm very excited to take a look at this. I was not at Comic-Con. I did not get this. You could get this at Comic-Con, I believe, but it was also mainly available through Funko's website. I didn't get it there. I actually found this at a toy convention I was at a few days ago, where I bought him for like $30. Yeah, yikes. Pretty expensive, but that's alright. This was one that I really wanted, and I knew I wouldn't have another way to get it. As you can see, the person who sold it to me put it in one of those nice plastic Funko cases. I am going to be opening this up. I know that's going to upset some people, but the good thing with Funko Pops is if you're someone who doesn't like to open your items, you could easily open them and then put them right back in, right? Which is probably what I'll do with this. I usually like keeping my Funko Pops out of the box, but a convention exclusive like this, I think I'd like to display him just like this. Now, I was honestly pretty excited when this item was revealed because the recent Muppet Funko Pops have looked pretty solid. There's that Kermit and Constantine 2-pack, and I really like the redesign they've done for the Kermit Funko Pop as a whole. I wanted to get my hands on one, so very happy to have gotten this. This, of course, depicts Kermit with his famous Kermit mug doing the Kermit scrunch frown face, which is really funny to see in merchandise form. I can't name another time a merchandise line has made a Kermit with this face, but it's too iconic not to do, especially for something like Funko. You see this and you immediately know what it's supposed to represent, right? Now, a leak that I had read called this Kermit drinking tea. I assumed it was supposed to be a reference to the Lipton tea meme, but I was honestly pleasantly surprised when it was revealed to just be Kermit frowning with his mug. I'm happy we went with that. A much more timeless Kermit expression instead of, a meme that was popular a little bit ago. Anyway, taking a look at the box, you could see the artwork of Kermit there. It just says Kermit, no special variant name or anything, unfortunately. That makes this video a nightmare for me to title. You can see the Comic-Con sticker on it, Funko limited edition. Comic-Con and the Comic-Con logo. Okay, why did I start reading the Comic-Con trademark? I didn't know it was down there, and yeah, it's just the legal information. We've got limited edition 2024 Comic-Con, of course. Now, the Muppets do actually have their own Funko Pop numbering system, but they've done so few over the years. We're only at number 12 here, as you can see. Nobody else shown on the back, unfortunately. No looks at future potential releases or anything. Now, we're going to get this out of the case here, and we will take it from there. So the guy that I bought this off of actually put plastic wrap in it over the case, which made the case kind of a nightmare to open. Of course, if you buy this, you're probably not going to get it in the case unless the seller you buy it from is nice enough to include that. But I don't know if you were You know, I don't think you're given the case if you were to just order it online. Anyway, there we go. There's the box in hand now. Let's open this guy up for a quick look at him. Be as nice to the packaging as possible. Probably gonna put him back in here. All right, here he is. This looks so funny. I honestly love how this came out. So here's Kermit, of course, like all Funko Pops. He's made of vinyl. Looks pretty good. He's not a bobblehead, so he does have a head swivel there. So you could just stand him down and have him judge you. Look at that. Doesn't that look great? He's so passive aggressive. This Kermit is just an entire mood in a vinyl form, and I absolutely love this. This is so funny. I gotta put this as a background piece in future videos. He looks so mad at Scooter. He's like, Scooter, what are you doing there, man? Come on. What are you selling popcorn now, Scooter? Huh? You're supposed to work for me, buddy. Anyway, I honestly really like how this turned out. Their current design for Kermit is really funny. I think it works really well. I also like that they include a bit of a lump here to try to better represent the shaping of Kermit's face, and they do a pretty good job at the little mouth scrunch he's so known for. You've got the Kermit mug in hand. It is filled to the top. Maybe he's drinking tea. Maybe he is currently in the process of being more tea. Maybe he's drinking coffee. I don't know. Kermit's mug has an interesting history. I looked into it before doing this video. Yes, I always do too much research. I started looking into the history of Kermit's mug. Typically on the Muppet Show, it was depicted as a teacup. Nowadays, it's more commonly depicted as a modern coffee mug, but there have been a wide variety of different varieties of Kermit mug. Let's see, nothing going on here. I thought maybe the legal information would be printed on the feet. Pretty common for merchandise, although I'm not sure if Funko does that. Yeah, they did here for Ernie, but maybe that's a practice they've stopped. I don't know. Seems like he's going to be standing up just fine. He's got his big, beefy flippers down there to keep him standing just fine. Got the collar going around. Not sure if this is the correct number of collar prongs. Let's see. Looks like we have 8 here. They're very subtly a different color from the body, but that, of course, is pretty accurate. You can see the legal information is actually printed there on the underside of the head. I'd say, honestly, I really like how this turned out. I'll have to see what future Muppet Funko Pops look like to gauge whether or not I get them. But if they look as good as this Kermit, I definitely continue to collect some of them. Kermit has always been a bit easier for Funko, though, because he has such distinct eyes. They're not going to do the blacked out eyes for him, and I think that immediately gives him the advantage over other Muppet ones. I know a lot of people don't like the Funko art style as a whole. I always really have. I really like their usual blacked out eye design, but I think for the Muppets, where the white of the eyes is such an iconic piece, it simply doesn't work as well. But when they do characters like Kermit or Elmo or Cookie Monster here, you're definitely being dealt a better hand from the beginning, just because you're going to have to design them to have the eyes on top of the head like that. But there we have it, the Kermit with mug Funko Pop. I don't know what to officially call this, but I think it's pretty solid. Unfortunately, it was a convention exclusive, but I know you could get it off of Funko's website. Let me know what you think about this item in the comments. Let me know if you'd like to see more Muppet merchandise reviews in the future. I know there's not much to this, but I think the story of Muppet Funko Pops is pretty interesting. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me close up Kermit, put him back in his case here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.